After Dredd and Anderson took down the Mama Gang, the distribution for the drug Slow-Mo stopped completely. What seemed to be a big win for the Justice Department with stopping the production of Slow-Mo, Dredd thought otherwise.
With Slow-Mo off the market, Ziz can now ramp up in its production and once again be able to tighten its grasp Mega City 1.
Dredd thought to himself.
Rumor has it that a pretty large Ziz producing lab has taken up a new residence in Peachtree, where Mama had once lived.
Slow-Mo may have been the new drug, but Ziz was and will always be the most popular on the street. With the sounds of screeching tires or drug-induced shoes slam their ride into a Jersey barrier.
Slow-Mo alters the mind, giving a sense of slow motion for a short time.
Dredd speaks out loud, but to himself.
But Ziz destroys the mind permanently.
Enter the world of Judge Dredd and forge your legend in the streets of Mega City 1.
I am the law.
Well, hello there, Board Game Maniacs, and thanks for joining us for our very first gameplay episode of Judge Dredd the miniature game by Warlord Games. This is going to be exciting. It's been such a build-up for this, and to be honest, I never played Judge Dredd before on camera. Expect some rule screw up in this because it's bound to happen. In this Peachtree campaign for Judge Dredd the miniature game, what we are going to do is, this is all going to be custom missions that is created, but except for this one because I've never ever played the game before, like I said, and because of that we are going to have to learn like the basics, and for that we are going to be playing the Scenario 1 Sugar Rush. This is the one that comes into the starter set to get you acclimated or used to all of the rules or the basic rules to do it. So we are going to be using the miniatures from here, but instead of Judge Kenzie, we're actually replacing him with Judge Dredd because this whole mission is about Judge Dredd going back to Peachtree, where we're going to be substituting or pretty much regurgitating this first scenario. It's called Sugar Rush. Everything is pretty much the same again, except for, like I said, that I replaced Judge. I use Judge Dredd instead of Judge Kingsley, but all the punks are the same. Punk A is a gang punk with a pistol and knife. Punk B is a gang punk with a pistol and chain. And Punk C is a gang punk with a sawed-off stump gun. Now, the streets here you can see that run this length is at least, it's roughly about 18 inches, because you can see right here is going to be the entrance for Peachtree, and Judge Dredd is going to start here. You can see the three gang punks stay in here. They have to run and get here. There are special rules, such as if they're going to do like a sprint, you got to roll 2d6 along with their basic move, and their basic move was 6 inches, I think, so they'd get 2 6 inches plus you roll 2d6 and you would take the less of the 2 dice. And if the 2 dice are the same number, what's going to happen is that they will trip and fall. So they don't fall, but they trip, and they only go one of their basic movements whenever they go to sprint and their turn ends. So that's a big thing like that. Also too, as well as once gang punks get either subdued or incapacitated, that on the next turn you leave a chip into the bag, and you are going to go and replace it with another punk with sawed-off stump gun. It's a shotgun, sawed-off stump gun. He's going to come in when one of them becomes incapacitated. The amount of rounds is going to be unlimited. Judge Dredd is going to subdue or incapacitate 2 of the original 3 punks that are trying to run off the board, or if 2 of the punks do run off of the board, 2 of the original punks run off of the board, then they win the game. This is the look of the handout right there. It comes with, I just did some hole punching so I can keep everything organized and together. There is some special rules here too as well. We will go over as we go on. These are going to deploy within 6 inches of the center of the board, and this is the center of the board where the van has crashed into the Jersey barriers. You can see one of the punks did not survive. He did die. He kind of busted at the window and he's finished. Dredd, who starts down here to see what is going on and to try to catch them before they run off into Peachtree. If they get into Peachtree, well then they're going to win. We are just ready to rock and roll here. So I'm going to draw the first chip. We'll do it here on camera. And it's going to be, it is the star chip. It is Dredd's chip. So the thing Judge wants to do is he wants to measure to see if he's in range to stay where he is and just start taking some shots. The Lawgiver, I think, is a 16-inch range, so base to base, he is in range for this punk over here. And on this one, he is also in range, so he could shoot two of them at a long range if he wants to, but I don't think he wants to do that first. I think first what he's going to do is he's going to make a move up. He has a move of 6, I think, but he's going to move up to the barricade for the first action. Alrighty, and then for the second action, he is going to take a shot. He's going to take a shot at the stub gun is out of range, unfortunately, so that's who we'd like to take out first, is this one, because that's very scary. But before he does that, he does have the special ability, and it is in part of the scenario here, and this is surprise creep. The high roller punks have been caught off guard by the approaching judge. Before the game starts, the Justice Department player nominates one punk model that will begin this scenario pinned. And then 3, it's a pistol and a sawed-off stump gun, which is like a shotgun, and they are pretty powerful because we plan to play this scenario for the test game, and I know that they will take Judge Dredd. So I'm going to pin them for the first to make sure that they're going to be a little bit more trouble to try to do something at the start of their activation. He starts off with 5. He is at long range, so he is going to have to get rid of one die. So he is going to shoot now, looking for hits. Oh, he's got 2 hits. So he got 2 hits into this punk. I forgot to say that that's the one that he's shooting at, sorry. But he got 2 hits from this punk with the pistol. And the chain, I think he has. Yep, the chain. So the punk is going to have to try to evade it. And the punk's evade, as far as I know, is 2. Because he is a gang punk. So he's going to evade, or try to evade, I should say. Got to get a 2000 AD. He did not, so he failed his evade. So now we have to go to Judge Dredd's Lawgiver power. And the Lawgiver's power of Judge Dredd is 4 dice that is going into him. And he hits for 3. Ouch! That is bad news. Now, the punk is going to have to try to dodge out of the way, and they have a dodge of a resist of 2. So he evaded 1, so we take 1 away, and there's 2 left. And if we look into the injury chart, target is seriously injured. Place 2 injury markers onto that target. Enough wounds. And he'd be pinned too as well, obviously, because it's past his cool test. It is higher than his cool rating. He's got 2 injuries, so that would mean that this standard punk is done. But what we're going to do, because that standard punk has been shot down, we're going to replace it, the miniature. I know it don't match, but you know it's there anyhow, and that is a dead body. So Judge Dredd has claimed his first victim.
Taste the fury of my Lawgiver, punk.
The first perp is out of action. Now, I could have done this wrong, so this is where I'm going to pipe up and say, if I screwed this up in any way, shape, or form with the rules, please comment below and let me know, because this video is very, very important. It is the first one where I'm going to be basing all the comments off of for learning to go ahead with this Peachtree campaign. Just timestamp the video and refer to a page number and let me know what the error was so that I can get this right. Not just for me, but for everybody else who's watching, that is following along and is thinking about playing Judge Dredd, the miniature game by Warlord Games. So I can clarify a couple of things too as well, is on the back of the Judge Dredd card here, it says special rules, sees page 75, it's got all these special rules. There's one here that's Drock me, it's Dredd. So therefore, whenever miniatures are within 12 inches of Dredd, and Dredd activates, they all have to take a cool test, and if they roll a 2000 AD, they pass it. If they fail, they are pinned. So again, I'm going to try to keep this up for that, but they were not within 12 inches for the first time, so Dredd just moved up and shot. So that is the end of Dredd's activation, but what he's going to do is, because he has a star chip right here, he's going to try to push his luck to try to put it back in the bag to get an extra activation, and Dredd's cool is 5. So he's going to try to put the chip back in the bag, and if he does, great. If he don't, he's going to get pinned. He needs a 2000 AD symbol, and you can see there's 2 of them there, so he pushed it, and he is able to put that back into the bag, and we're going on to the next activation now. Still on turn 1, and this is the second activation for the turn. Shaking them up. Remember, Dredd put his tag back in there, but now we have a blue chip, so that is going to be one of the punkers, or the gangs, that are going to activate. I decided to put the token by the sawed-off stump gun because this is probably one of the more powerful weapons that the gang got. First thing she's going to have to do is try to shake off that pin marker. So to do that, her cool is 2. So she is going to have to roll for 2. And if she gets a 2000 AD, she is going to shrug it off. And she didn't shrug it off. She got 2 hits instead. So unfortunately, she only has 1 action. I measured the distance, and unfortunately, she's not within 10 inches to be able to shoot with her gun. So her first move that she's going to do is just going to make a move. So let's go to a closer shot here. And her is going to be 6 inches. And so she's just going to step over her friend's dead body. And just like, hey, excuse me. And that's the first action. She's behind cover. It is considered hard cover because it is a concrete jersey barrier. We're on to the next activation for the first turn. Shaking it up. Let's see who we have here. Remember, Judge Dredd pushed his luck and got it in. Oh, and look at that. We just pulled it out. It is the star chip token. So now we are on to Dredd's second activation for the first round. Dredd is staring in the face of the punk with the sawed-off stump gun. And Dredd knows what the heck he's going to do. Now I measured, he is unfortunately over 8 inches, so he's over short range, so we are going to have to shoot. We're just going to take an aim shot but it counts as a single action for Dredd. When I say aim shot with Dredd, is Dredd has a special ability that he is able to take an aim shot to count as one of his quick actions, but unfortunately he can't do it twice, like an aim shot for 2 quick actions. He has to do a quick action for the next shot. So that's what we're going to do anyhow. We're going to use Ricochet, ignore cover in the line of sight for the shot, and gain Blast 2. Blast 2, it's going to hit this guy too as well because it's just going to go within 2 inches. Bing, bing. It ricochets off of her and hits him. So that is going to be an awesome shot. He's got 5 to start off. It is over 8 inches though, so he is going to reduce 1. So he's got 4, and what he's going to, where he's using his Ricochet, he's going to use it for his power instead. So 4 shots, I just got to hit you somehow. Oh, that is 3 giant hits going into that punk right there. So now she is have to try to do an evade, and we need to get a 2000 AD symbol. And she don't, she gets 2, count them, 2 shields. So Judge is going to shoot now. He's got, because she failed her evade, so 4 power, but he chose before because of what he wanted to do is he's going to take the 2 and add it to his power to try and put her down. So this Ricochet again is a Blast 2, remember. This first is an aim fire, so let's see how many hits he gets into this. 3 whacks. So now she's going to have to try to evade, and again, this Ricochet is avoiding any terrain. So because of that, if we go back to the action camera here, she's pushed up against this, so therefore it's hard cover. She'd get a +2 dice to when she's going to do her, because Ricochet ignores that. She cannot do that. So now that's 3 hits. She is going to have to try to survive here. So 2, Oh, she gets 2. So you take 2 off and there's 1 left. And if we consult the injury chart, the target injured is, you get 1 injury marker onto it. So that, she takes 1 injury marker. Bam. Just like that. So Judge Dredd has at least injured her, and that was only his first action. He's going to shoot again, but now he can't use his ricochet. He's going to have to use his standard rounds, and he's going to shoot its long range. Remember, he has a shoot power of 5, but with the lawgiver, it's -1 that he has to shoot into her. He's going to shoot at her. She has a wound, though, so I'm not sure if he gets a bonus because she has a wound. I got to double check that. I can't seem to find anywhere that he would get an added bonus for the wound when he's shooting at her. She's in cover. So let's just do the power of 4 for shooting. So, well, it's supposed to be 5, but again, 1's taken away because of the long range standard rounds. So let's shoot. This is his second action. And he hits for 2 damage onto her. So because he hit for 2 damage, the next thing that's going to happen is that she's going to have to try to evade first. Evading is 2 dice. She needs a 2000 AD, but she has a wound, so it's down to 1. So evading, she got a shield, so she didn't evade. All right. So now we have to look at the judge for hitting, and his power of his Lawmaster, Mark II pistol, is a power of 4. So this is a power of 4 right here. So he is going to shoot into her now. You don't get any, I don't think he has any differences, like you don't have a -1 because of long range, because this is the power shot. So he's doing this. Again, this is standard rounds. And he gets 2 again. 2 hits. He has to try to resist the shot. So for the 2 hits, her is 2, but she also has in here, so that's 4 because she has, for hardcover, she has 2 extra, but because she has a wound, she takes off 1, so that's 3. So she has to try to evade 2, or to resist 2 dice, 2 hits. And she resisted 1. So we refer to the injury chart of 1 left. The target is injured. Place 1 injury marker onto the target. Or she is injured. So we're going to grab another injury marker and put it down. Now, since she has 2, you know what that means, right? She's done too. Just like that. And Dredd just took out 2 of the punks. Like, he's just rolling through everything. I hope I'm playing the rules right for this, because he's just mowing through them. If not, there's something wrong. But we're going to replace with another dead body, so the Dredd knows that took him out, or took her out, I should say. Sorry about that. Judge Dredd is already killed. Let's move this over again. 2 of the 3 original punks. So he has won this game. This is absolutely incredible, and hopefully I didn't screw up the rules too bad. If I did, comment below and let me know if I screwed up the rules, because you know what? It's my first game, official first game, and if I did, I apologize, but it's up to you guys to let us know, guys, girls, everybody out there, just to let me know what rules mistakes are before we go to the next episode, which is going to be in a couple of weeks, because we have a lot of building to do so that we can build. For instance, the interior of Peachtree, the first floor, is going to be the next thing we're going to have to build. So that's going to be exciting. And I mean exciting. This is all going to change because we are going to be having a full-fledged Peachtree interior that we are going to build, and you're going to see the entire process on camera as the weeks go on and we play this game. But one thing I want to point out that is very important, and nobody's never did this yet, and you may have bypassed it, I don't know, but in the past video that I released, the last Judge Dredd video, I did talk about specifically that I'm making up a list, a backup list, for D6. So you roll a D6 and you are going to have a number, and that number you compare to the chart, and for that episode, Dredd has a backup. But that backup is going to be determined by everybody out there, because I want you to comment and say, like, hey, I want Dredd to have a backup for number 4. It's going to be a rookie or cadet. So again, number 4 would be cadet. But number 1 is going to have to be 0 backup, because Dredd has no backup whatsoever if he rolls a 0 for that scenario, and he may have to repeat it, hopefully. But anyhow, it is up to you to decide that. So again, if we don't have the proper models, we're going to proxy it for the list. So again, I want everybody to comment below with a list from 1 to 6 of who Dredd should have for a backup starting the next mission. So 1 is going to be excluding 1, so from 2 to 6, because 1 is going to be Dredd has no backup. But number 2 to 6 is going to be Dredd has a cadet, or Dredd has, like, I don't know, like anything. But the stipulation has to be that it has to be somebody from they don't have to be in the Justice Department, but they have to at least uphold the Justice Department and so forth. Again, that is a lot of spiel to be going on for this end thing. But you know what? It's just the way it is. So remember, Judge Dredd, he's the law, the jury, and the executioner, and he may execute people on the spot, like you've seen there. So again, comment below, let me know what I got wrong, let me know if you like it, let me know if you want to see more, and just your overall thoughts about this. Again, this here is a living, breathing Judge Dredd video, where it's going to be totally natural, where I shoot a video and I wait for comments, and then I shoot another video and then I wait for comments, and I shoot another video and I wait for comments. Unfortunately, I didn't get comments pertaining to the list for this first episode, so of them playing, or Judge Dredd trying to wipe out the perps. But in either case, comment below and let me know for his backup, because it's going to be very important, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye, be a maniac, and I'll see you on the flip side. Bye. Bye.